What's up, guys? Sam from Relax Fit Tactical here. I am trying a new setup for the camera, so let's give it a shot. It's not on my head this time. So, as you just saw, I shot my Walther P38 for the first time. This thing was it was very nice. It's very heavy, very nice, and I was not disappointed. So let's go over what the Walther P38 is. Alright, let me get these gloves on now. Alright, great. The cat's going to start bothering me right now. The Walther P38 is a German semi-automatic pistol developed by Karl Walther and was used extensively during World War II. It's so humid right now in Arizona, so everything is sticky. I've just been running around. Here are the key details about the Walther P38. Right. Yeah, so this thing shot very well. Super solid. Not much recoil at all. I mean, especially compared to, I don't know, we were shooting some small pistols today, some 9mm, and they were very snappy. This guy, this beauty, was not snappy. Anyway, the origins of the P38 was designed to replace the older Luger, the P08, as the standard service pistol for the German armed forces, though, the Wehrmacht, I guess. All right, let's take this thing apart. Like I said, I shot it. I didn't shoot it so much today, but you know. There we go. Guess the safety has to be on. This thing is super safe. It introduced the use of the decocking lever, allowing for safe lowering of the hammer. So there's a bunch of little things happening in here. Again, I'm not a professional. I'm sure you guys could find a channel that someone could tell you every little bit of this, but yeah, I don't want to take all of this stuff apart. That's not what I'm trying to do. We're just going to give this a once over. Just a quick little once over because I like to. I still love these guys. These guys right here. Some of my favorites just because, you know, you got the Q-tip here, and then you got this like sharp Q-tip on this side to get little edges and corners. So that's a good one. And then back to this piece of shit. I'm just trying to get rid of these guys. I hate these. Do not buy these. Okay. This is kind of my second time going over this gun in a long time. I used to have one years ago. I cleaned that one a lot, but that was over 10 years ago. So I took this one apart before I went shooting. You guys saw that. And then, yeah, so I hope I do okay with this. Let's not forget anything. I forget how to take all of this shit out. You guys are gonna watch me struggle a little bit. There we go. Beautiful. I'll probably have someone in the comments telling me I forgot to do something, but like I said, this is just a quick once over. I like to use Extreme Duty CLP, cleans, lubricates, and protects firearms. The reason I've been going towards this is because it cleans and lubricates, and it doesn't make the whole house smell. It doesn't give me a headache, and yeah. And to the guy who's going to tell me I should be doing this underwater, thank you, appreciate it. Usually I kind of go like this so it doesn't spray everywhere. Stoop to stoop. Scoop to scoop. I get pretty liberal with all this. You guys might hear the TV in the background. My daughter just woke up, so she's gonna be snacking. She's had a very miserable day for some reason. I don't know. She is being emotional today. So you guys might hear that. If you hear that, it's okay. It's her house too. So initially, this was produced at the Walther plant in Zella Mellis, and production obviously expanded during World War II. So they went over to they went to Mauser and Spree work plants to meet the high demand. But I guess from what I've been able to decode on this thing was made at Walther. So that's cool. All the serial numbers are good. From a previous video, I explained how the serial numbers on this were stamped out, and then they were given new serial numbers because after the war, they repurposed these guys because they were like, hey, they were made, well, let's reuse them. So, I don't know. This might have some bodies on it, this might not. It's kind of scary. I mean, this thing's almost 100 years old. So, it probably does. Anyway, so I go around and I scrape. And I move all this lubricant around because we're then just gonna mop it up. Again, I'm not trying to get this thing super duper spick and span. We are just getting the gunk that I had done to it today out of it, giving it a once over. Again, someone's gonna tell me I forgot something, which I most likely did and will. See, I'm not gonna get up all in there. Just gonna make sure that this thing will never ever rust. So the early models produced by Walther are marked with the AC followed by the year. So like this one is AC 42. So that's cool. So I guess the Walther P38 was issued to German military personnel and saw extensive service through World War II. Obviously, we all know that. I'm just going to get it all in everywhere. I have not been able to do this to it, so I'm just going to get everywhere. So it's robust and reliable design made it a favorable sidearm during World War II among soldiers because the other guy was a pain in the ass to reload, and this one was quick and easy, and it was no issues in changing pieces. The model before this was very hard to, if you had to change pieces on with another weapon, you were done. Alright, so I scrubbed everything except for, let's get the inside of the barrel. Let's give it a nice little blank and then blank. I like the ones that spin here. They spin, so they'll spin by themselves. I don't have to turn my hand. And bam. And I'll do it one more time. And good. Now, I usually like to work the barrel first. The shaft, as you will. So let me get this guy over here. The cat is eyeing the table real hard right now. She really wants to get up here. This guy got a little gross. Yeah, I kind of just oiled it up. I didn't even clean this since I got it. I just oiled it up, made sure it was oily. And then, yeah. So this is the first time I'm actually cleaning this thing. You know what? Let's put a stack of this shit right here. I gotta say though, the GoPro battery sucks. It goes pretty quick. We started at, I think, 95, and we are already at 61%. It's like, what the fuck? It's not that small, the battery. And I like to do this all the way until the inside doesn't do all this black stuff. Beautiful. Alright, now the rest is just, like I said, I'm just trying to get rid of these, so normally I would have a rag. Normally I'd be ragging it up. Just ragamuffin it up. So one thing we did notice while shooting this thing, it seemed like this got moved over. I gotta move it back to the center. Or it got dinged right here, so it looks a little crooked. I mean, it shot straight and true. I mean, the groupings were great with this thing, but yeah, we did notice like this might have gotten a little ding right here. I don't know if you could see it. Yeah. I mean, 1942, this thing is beautiful. I got 2-year-old guns that have fucking a lot more than that little ding. Alright, like I said, just a quick once over, just get all that gunk off of it. Let's get into these parts. That's where that comes in handy. Get into places the regular one can't. It's so nice to get a gun this old and see that it's been taken care of. It's beautiful. I'm going to say beautiful so many times throughout this whole video because this thing is beautiful. So I clean the way I paint. I'm just kind of all over the place. And it comes together at the end. Right. Trying to keep everything in here for the frame. The table's a lot bigger than this, obviously, but whatever. All right, let's use this to get in the corners. Yeah, I'm falling asleep to a lot of World War II documentaries recently. I mean, recently. I've been doing that my whole life, but recently especially. There's a ton of good ones on YouTube, like 3-4 hours long. I get maybe 10 minutes into it, I'm asleep. Man, I'm still sweating. Why is the house so hot? Almost like it knew. The AC just kicked on. So by the time I'm done cleaning, my guns are oily as hell. So that's sort of a thing that I do. Some people don't like that. Some people like that. Some people don't give a crap. I don't care what you do, just as long as you're careful. It's weird. Every time, like today I went to the gun range. Every time I go to the gun range, I always ask them to put me up against a wall. And they kind of look at me funny. I don't know if they're trying to figure out why. But it's like, guys, like, I see newbies all around me. I do not want to get shot because some fucking idiot forgot, I don't know, etiquette. Moose, get out of here. Moose. Sorry, guys, the cat is all up in my shit. Thank you, baby. These Q-tips are very helpful in corners and stuff. Like, I have all these plastic gizmos I broke it, but I have a bunch of other ones. I try not to use metal ones. They'll scratch, especially for something this old. Like I got these dental picks. Now this, usually it's for something that's like gunked in there that I can't just scrape off. It's the brush isn't working and I have to like kind of scrape real careful like. But yeah, these are great because I'll just wrap these up like that and then get corners. And if this breaks through, it's just plastic. It's not going to hurt the metal, no matter how soft, no matter how caressed and soft she is. All right, anyway, so, but that's why I like these guys. And, you know, it's more of a waste, I get it, but you can just get it in there, corners. Look at that. How is this? This has to be replaced. This piece of metal. No way. That's the original. That is awesome. Nearly 100 years old. I'm still super amazed by this thing. I'm so happy my wife let me buy this. We did have a good sales that convention, and that guy behind us was awesome. I bought it from some old timer who was very cool. Talked about Haitian whores, time in the Navy, and he had all these Walther P38s. His really good buddy was a huge collector, I guess. He told me, I guess his buddy's son had OD'd, so then it kind of took all the wind out of the man's sails, and he kind of lost interest in his collection. So this was, I guess, one of the dude's collection that he had for a little while, and then he was just kind of passing it on, and he threw me a bone. He took a lot less than what this is worth. He saw we were some young, struggling business owners here, and yeah, we had a great weekend with the guy. Our booths were right next to each other, so we just bullshitted for 3 days, and you know, giving each other food and laughing, and I mean, not really laughing too much. It was the weekend Trump had that attempt on his life, so we were all kind of freaked out at a gun show talking about that. But he was telling me he remembered JFK's assassination. He was in college at the time, and as he's telling me the story, he was getting all choked up just because it got wild. He was yeah, he was not happy about that assassination attempt. It brought back some old memories, it seemed. All right. But like I said, he was an awesome man. Thank you, sir, for throwing me a bone with this beautiful piece of machinery right here. All right, let's get a look at some light. I gotta fix the lighting. I just built this whole rig. I'm gonna take a picture of the rig and show you guys. I just built this thing. It used to be a shoe rack, and now it's some rig that holds my cameras. So I don't know. I thought it was ingenious. The wife came in here and was like, "You still haven't started yet?" And I'm like, "Don't you see the majestic thing that I just built? I am an architect." But no, alas. All right. At the end, I get kind of crazy with it. I just roll in the mag well right there, all up in that mag well, just to clean it out. That's some old gunk right there. That is some old gunk right there. Like I said, I try not to think about what this was probably used for. My grandfather had escaped to concentration camps. He was French Jew. Jumped off the train. Actually, his brother didn't make it, but he jumped off the train, and a priest hid him in a basement for months and months and months until I guess until the Allies arrived and helped France out. Then he was able to start making his way back to Brittany, Brest, France, where he went back and I guess threw his wife out because it was his first wife that had told on him. His first wife was not Jewish, and she had told on him. And he was a well-off man, and he showed up alive and well and threw her stupid ass out. And hold on, I'm just gonna try to get a little bit, there we go. Throw her stupid ass out, and gave the maid everything, because what she did after he got taken away, and the wife was in hiding too, the maid had come back. I guess he had a nanny maid from growing up. She had get this, she had dug a hole in the ground, right? Dug a hole big enough to put a grand piano in the ground, and underneath the piano hid all the jewelry, the whatever was valuable, silverware, everything, just hid it underneath this grand piano, and then put dirt back on top of it. Gangster. So when he came back and, you know, learned what she did and everything like that, she never had to work a day in her life. My grandfather was a wealthy man. He hard worker. He started again with nothing, but he was into sulfur, I guess, sulfur and factories and delivery. I don't know. It was big money, whatever it was. And when he died, she was in the will. So kudos to her. You know, a lot of horrible shit happened during that war. I heard some stories about some people I know about how their parents survived, and oof, a lot of people had to lose their humanity to survive. If you guys have any time, go on search on YouTube, BREST, Brest, France, during World War II, and the town looks like the moon. It's completely devastated. It was a big port town they used as a U-boat base. And so when I used to go to the beach over there, because I went to the beach a few times when my mom grew up, I found shells, World War II shells. And apparently they were shells from planes that were coming down, strafing and bombing. They were big shells. All right, this is good enough. It's clean, good enough for my liking. Now when I put this thing away, it's gonna be nice and fine. Yeah, that's amazing. All right, let's put her back together. Like I said, I like it all super oily up in there. Yeah, let's get nuts with it. Some of that Lucas, just a couple drops. 1, and 2. My palsy's kicking in. Let me get a clean one of these. Let's see if I could do this without fucking anything up, because I do know there it is. That's the issue. Don't ever fucking force anything on these things. There we go. Snappy snap. All right. This thing is pretty wet, so let's just give her a little once over before we say goodbye to her. I can hear my daughter. My daughter's wondering what the hell I'm doing in this room. Okay, let's take these oily gloves off. That might help too. Anyway, yay! This thing is gorgeous. I love this thing. I'm gonna shoot it. Maybe a bunch more. I don't know. It was freaking me out. I mean, this thing is almost 100 years old, but I don't know. I'm excited. I love this thing. I might just get another one that's a newer model and just keep this thing and put it away. But yeah, beautiful. Thanks, guys. I'm going to be cleaning up. I don't think you guys need to see that. If you haven't yet, subscribe, like the video, follow us for a bunch more stuff. I've been coming out with videos for, you know, gun laws around the states. If you have a state that I haven't done yet and you want it, please let us know. And heck yeah, guys, check out the Walther P38. Shooting it again.